Hey, hello. Our next presenter is Jean-Marc Lin. He's the President and Chief Executive Officer, Azimut Exploration, which trades on the OTCQX Best Market under the symbol AZMTF, as well as the TSXV under the symbol ASM. Welcome, Jean.
Good afternoon. I'm very pleased to present today. Azimut, as you may know, is one of the leading exploration companies in Quebec. We have the largest mineral exploration portfolio, and it's relatively unusual, but we are a multi-commodity explorer. It's a way for us to better address the exploration risk. And maybe by contrast with John Lifton's comments, we are optimistic explorers. We believe in the future, and we believe that we can create wealth with our exploration work through our discoveries. Azimut highlights, very simple. We have a key position at the scale of Quebec, mostly in the James Bay region, which is located more or less 1,000 kilometers north of Montreal. Globally speaking, it's a very highly accessible region with quality road networks, airports, etc. Azimut is concurrently advancing several discoveries. This is, again, relatively unusual for a junior explorer. We made discoveries, and we are concurrently advancing those discoveries to create value. We have two flagship projects. Elmer, we have already defined a resource on it. We made also an antimony gold discovery on the Wabamis project, and these two projects are forming our two flagship projects. In addition, we have three critical mineral projects, Pukamas, on which we made a nickel PG discovery last year. We are talking about a high-grade discovery. We also made a lithium discovery, again on the Wabamis project, very promising discovery. We have also, with our partner Stockholm, the Galilee lithium discovery. Too many discoveries. And we have now the question we have to address for ourselves is to rank them properly to focus on the best one. We have strong partnerships. Over the past 22 years, we have signed 38 agreements on option agreements, strategic agreements with 19 different companies, including 5 deals with Rio Tinto, 2 deals with Newmont, 2 deals with IAM Gold, etc., etc. Today, we have 2 active deals with Rio Tinto. We optioned 2 properties for $114 million in option agreement on 2 properties. We have 1 property option to KGHM, which is one of the largest copper producer in Europe. We have a partnership with Stockholm and with Ophir Metal. We benefit also from the strong support from 2 strategic investors, Agnico Eagle and recently Centerra Gold. The way we work. The key component of our work, which is the very first point, we can address the challenge of the exploration by processing large amounts of data. One of our core expertise is large-scale data processing to extract the very best targets at the scale of Quebec. And this led to acquire a quality portfolio, which led to the discovery of more than 500 new prospects across the province. For sure, a number of these prospects will be converted into resources and eventually into mines. There are two ways for us to develop our business, advancing the project by ourselves or optioning some of the project to partners to de-risk our business, to be funded over a long term period by quality partners. And we have been very successful in doing that. Saying that, at current time, we have two flagship projects again, Elmer and Wabamisk, that we are advancing by ourselves on 100% by Azimut, and some other quality projects which have been optioned to partners. Some of them are still under option. For example, Kukamas with KGHM, and some other projects are already under joint venture, like the Galini lithium discovery with Sequem. Ultimately, this will lead to create value for the shareholders through monetization. We can retain NSR, we can receive cash, we can receive shares. There are many, many ways to create value. We can create value through the discovery process, and ultimately, when we have reached the resource stage, by monetizing to under different forms, different ways. Our activities are marked by an accelerating rate of success. 2020, Elmer discovery, 22, the Wapati nickel copper discovery, 24, large lithium discovery on the Galini project. Last year and now we are just like moving ahead with two additional discoveries, Wabamisk and Kukamas. And again, this has been driven by the way we process the large-scale database existing in Quebec, which is recognized as one of the best in the world. In 2025, very simple. We will concurrently advance several of the most promising projects. First, the Elmer copper gold project. We're at the scoping study stage, and this will lead to a new drill program to further expand the resource and eventually to drill high quality targets. Second priority, Wabamisk antimony gold discovery. We announced today very strong drill results. 1.1% antimony over 51.5 meter. And again, this includes a gold-rich section. At current time, it's an antimony gold project. The first commodity we foresee is antimony because we're exploring just like right on surface down to 50 meters. Classically speaking, on a world scale basis, most of the antimony mines or antimony projects deeper are more gold-rich deposits. And what we foresee is we see what we have discovered so far, antimony first, so, gold as a byproduct. Eventually, this may change deeper and become a high-grade gold project. There are two examples, two known examples in the world, Fosterville in Australia, and also the Lapa mine in the Abitibi belt, which is rich in the shallow part of the mine with antimony and become gold-rich deposit deeper. And it's what we foresee for Wabamisk. It's first antimony, but we see antimony as the first discovery. Kukamas, a fully funded project by KGHM. We will advance through delineation drilling for a high-grade nickel PG discovery. On Wabamisk, again, very interesting lithium discovery made last year in October. It's a pegmatite field. It's not like a single spodumene pegmatite body. It's a pegmatite. Very, very interesting. And in addition to these 4 projects, we are in the meantime discussing with a number of partners to attract and sign new joint ventures. Capital structure, very robust. About 70% of the shares are owned by Quebec's institutions, by our 2 strategic partners, Agnico Eagle for 11%, Century Gold for 10%. Very, very strong share structure, as the retail market forms about 29% of the shareholders. And, most of the investors are believing in the way we do exploration. We are a technically driven company, and they believe in us. We are fully funded with more than $12 million in cash. And the sky is bright. Gold. I will speak briefly about the 2 projects, Elmer and Wabamis, which are located in the same region, highly accessible region. You see the road network, the airport. There are some villages, Cree villages. As you know, the Cree First Nation is supporting mining. They are not an obstacle. They are partners. They feed workers. They feed services. They are supporting mining. And this is a key component today. And there is a long experience of collaboration with the Cree First Nation. Saying that, Elmer and Wabamis, what is interesting, they are relatively close, and maybe there is a synergy to be developed among these projects. But to speak about Wabamis now, Wabamis, it's a classical shear-hosted property covering 40 kilometers of greenstone. And we have this project since many years, but the project was under option with Newmont. Finally, this project has been returned to us, and very quickly we have been able to develop new targets. The 410 zone is a discovery we made last year. It's a kilometer scale target that we started to drill later last year. It's totally open along strike on at there are also a number of additional targets, gold-only targets, like the dome showing, delivering historical high-grade gold values. This target must be completely reassessed and with a modern exploration view, full of potential. But at current time, 410 zone is a prime target in the province. And we are planning 10,000 meters of drilling, which will start early this summer. The first step is to do a large mechanical stripping, which is starting now to provide a better exposure about the surface discovery. Again, it's an outcropping discovery. Potentially, this may become an open pitable resource. But anyway, we are acting step by step. Antimony, what is interesting, it's a critical metal. There is currently no antimony mine in North America. There is one advanced project in Idaho, but the antimony price surge now around $50,000 US per ton. China has cut all its exports, and it's really a critical metal, notably for the defense industry. And there are not too many antimony projects in North America. US States is really dependent on external sources at current time for the need of its industry. there is like an urgency to secure new sources of antimony for the Western world. It's not only for the States, but also for Canada or Europe. It's really critical. It's a true critical mineral. And the Webamisk itself is one of the very best antimony projects in Canada, maybe in North America. And we are just like moving ahead with this project step by step. And again, it's an antimony project, but we have behind our mind the gold potential. This is the next step for the project. Elmer, another priority, 35-kilometer long project covering a greenstone belt. We have defined about 800,000 ounces on the project. Again, we are at the scoping study stage, and this will lead to define new drilling targets to expand the discovery. The resource we have estimated was based on the $1,800 per ounce gold price. Of course, we are not living in the same world today, and this may create business opportunities for the project, and at least create drilling opportunities along strike at depth and drill new targets around the initial discovery. For nickel, very simple. Again, it's a 40-kilometer long project covering, again, a greenstone belt. This project has been worked by the past by several companies, but in 2023, we started working with our partner KGHM on the project. Very quickly, we made a nickel discovery. We're talking about high grade. Typically, it's corresponding to a type of nickel discovery, high grade, that we call Kambalda type, based on the Kambalda is located in Australia, high grade sulfide nickel deposit with PGs. We have exactly the same type of mineralization here in the James Bay region. And this is opening our eyes about the regional scale potential. Now the project is fully funded by our partners, and the objective is to delineate as quickly as possible and nobody and explore additional targets in the vicinity. This is, we are talking about massive sulfides. We had excellent grades in nickel and PG. Not only one mineralized horizon, but we know several super horizons. We are at the start, but it's looking very, very interesting. And of course, KGHM is supporting very strongly what we do on the project. And of course, we operate on behalf of KGHM. We had in mind, I know that nickel is not the flavor of the month, but as an explorer, we have to foresee and be confident about the future. We can only rely on Indonesia for the Western world supply in nickel. This would be a catastrophic situation potentially. We must avoid to be blind. We have to secure the long-term supply for a so important metal as nickel in the Western world. And it's the reason why we are exploring, why several companies are paying attention to what we develop. We developed about 200 comparable targets to the discovery we made at Camas. With this portfolio, all the red dots are the targets we have identified across the James Bay region. And the next step is to develop a partnership on this portfolio of projects. Very quickly, lithium. Lithium, we have also one of the largest lithium exploration portfolio. We have been able to quickly advance a number of project with several discoveries. For example, at Galilee, we made a significant discovery, the second best drill hole for lithium in the year 2024 with 1.62% Le2O over 158 meters, one of the best drill holes on the world scale basis. We have a partnership with Rio Tinto on the Kanaya on Corvette properties. It's an option agreement amounting to $114 million, which has been signed in 2022. Well, we have also made a discovery with our offshore metals partner on the Pilipas property. We made ourselves another lithium discovery on the Wabamis property. Anyway, we were advancing, but we are not like diverted by so many discoveries. We are just very focused on, we keep a clear view on what the priorities are. This is Wabamis along the easternmost part of the project. It's a 2 by 2 kilometer pegmatite field with high grade lithium. And this will be drilled this year. To summarize, we have two flagship projects, Wabamis and Elmer, a lot of drilling on these two projects. We will also drill at Pucamas on the Wabamis lithium target. Galilee, there are several opportunities, potentially several business opportunities, and we have in addition a strong project pipeline. Overall, this year we will have at minimum 10 million exploration budget, and including 5 million funded by our partners. And this is a minimum. Thank you. There is still time for questions.
Sorry, I have a rough voice. Are you aware of the Lake George project in New Brunswick?
Yes.
Hertz Energy, I believe, is in.
Yeah, it's a project. It's a historical mine. But again, for an antimony project, it's good for antimony itself. What is interesting in the case of Wabamis, it's not on an antimony only project. It's also a gold antimony. There is a combined potential. At the end of the day, this provides more strength for the economics. What is also different by other antimony projects existing in Canada is the size of the footprint we have at Wabamis. We're talking about a multi-kilometer long target, and this makes a difference. And very quickly, we have been able to delineate a minimum 1 kilometer long mineralized zone. And obviously, it's open along strike and open at depth. If we have with the press release we made today, it's very clear on the figures. We have continuous minimum 1 kilometer of strike length, which means that we can reasonably expect a kilometer scale vertical extent. This is a reasonable extent extrapolation. We'll see this will be validated by the work we will do. Again, there are several drilling strategies to be implemented for acting rationally, reasonably, on the idea of course is to create as much value as possible.
Yeah. It seems many mining companies are, quote, discovering antimony here in the U.S. continent. But are you intending to assuming that it is a deposit, are you intending to build a fab for processing or are you going to have to ship it all the way over to Thompson Falls, Montana for purification, etc.?
It's a little bit too early to properly answer the question. Of course, we are not a mining company. We are true explorers. And we create value through exploration, through the discovery process. Certainly, we can reach, the resource stage, even further, but we are not miners. And of course, we will find the best solutions as possible to assure a future if this project comes. Montana is an option, one of the options.
Another question. Could you give us, shed some light on how you explore? Are you using aerial surveys? Are you using some other technology? Maybe there's some mathematics involved?
Yeah, this is, of course, this is our core business. Azimut is driven by processing the existing Quebec scale database, which is recognized as one of the best in the world. It's very true. And we can testify that this database is really incredible. It is free, accessible, coherent, constantly, we have constantly new data added to this overall database. Of course, the way we work, we have, it's not AI, it's an expert system that we design, which is a proprietary system, which is combining numerical data. And we are using this numerical data, not interpreted data, but we are using numerical data to extract the statistical footprint of already known selected deposit types or commodities. This is very efficient. You know, there are a number of companies saying, okay, we are in the business of prediction. Be in the business of prediction, but only prediction, this doesn't work. You have to validate at some point your predictions. And we did it, and we are doing it. This led, and of course, we are combining geophysical surveys with geochemical surveys. This is absolutely key to our business. All the projects we have generated through time have been driven by processing of this large database. We have a quite unique experience in that field, and not dating from few months or few years, but we started looking into addressing the global exploration challenge through systematic data processing.
There's no. This is a open public database in Quebec.
Yes.
So in that sense, it's not proprietary. It's what you layer on top that is proprietary,
yes,
correct?
Yes, yes. And we have added our own data through over the years. We have produced enormous amount of data that we have consistently put in this province scale database. Now we have the fully organized database, which is serving us to generate targets. For example, one way we have worked, we have developed our system. Quebec itself is a very large province, 1.6 million square kilometers. And we have divided Quebec in 200 meter by 200 meter cells, pixels. And on each pixel, we have 60 to 70 parameters. This forming a big matrix that we can process by looking for specific footprints. But in addition to the footprints we are recognizing, we generate comparable footprints corresponding to unexplored sectors. And we have been, of course, taking those unexplored areas. And we have found that way several hundred of new prospects in previously unexplored sectors. This may lead not necessarily 100% of the time by far to mines, but at least we are increasing the probability of finding true mines, making true new discoveries. Not in brownfield, but greenfield. We are very much attracted by greenfield exploration.
Okay, thank you. I think we're at time right now. Thank you very much, Jim.